In this episode, we are talking about that infamous photo and video from the Coldplay concert and whether you would or you can use it or not for your business. Hi, and welcome to the Small Business Podcast for small businesses. Today, I thought we'd talk about and jump on a viral trend that happened over the weekend, which was the couple that we saw, the CEO and the HR manager at Coldplay. Now, the reason we're jumping on this is to talk about whether it's right for your business to jump on this and talk about it. So as you will have seen, like anyone, it seems, in the whole wide world, that the minute you went on social media, your posts and your timeline was just absolutely flooded with memes, with the news, with debates, things that weren't right as well. So I checked out the Astronomer LinkedIn business page just to fact check some bits and pieces because things were coming out all about the statement the CEO had made. He hadn't at this time I'm recording this. Again, it was on their business page about the other girl in the video and who she was and debating all about her. So basically dragging her into it as well. Again, fact check, wasn't her, she wasn't involved, and the company have put that out as well. So we're asked quite regularly, how do I go viral? Can I go viral? Should I go viral? So the answer isn't straightforward, as with anything like that, of if you want to go viral or why you want to go viral and what you want to go viral for. And this is a great example of why you might not want to go viral and because of everything that's happened. So I'm not going to talk about the ins and outs of it and go on dodgy ground about someone's personal life because it's not fair on their families and people associated to them. However, what we are going to talk about is all the memes, all the information, and everything that's flooded social media since. Because at the end of the day, when something is going viral, it is very, very easy to jump on that trend. As I said, everyone will have noticed that this has happened. This is the most random situation that involved a concert. Normally, would it have been a thing? Who knows? And it just shows that absolutely anything can go viral nowadays. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the most viral clip that we've ever had. So there's not many other things, unless you think back to Charlie Bit My Finger, that's something that went round so quickly. So is it right for your business to jump on it? So you will have noticed that a number of businesses jumped on the trend. And I contacted a couple of clients as well to say, do you want to jump on it? Is there something you can do? Now, there's several ways that this can be done. It depends on your audience of how they are going to take it. Most people, if you look at the reactions on all of the existing, so whether it's news, fake news, or the businesses jumping on the image, none of it's been negative. So some of the comments, people will always debate in the comments, and that's a good thing. It's like when we accidentally, we will spell things incorrectly because more people will comment on it. People prefer negativity on social media. And there's a brilliant podcast episode out there. We'll link it in the show notes that's all about the negativity on social media and why humans are attracted to it. It's a bit similar if you think back to a car crash. That's why the other side of the road slows down and everyone rubbernecks. It is human nature to be more attracted to that. And I find that in a couple of clients I've got. If everything's going well and they're always saying how brilliant everything is, if they're doing something quite challenging, people switch off. If they've had a bad or hard day, the reach is up, and I would say at least 200%, which is absolutely crazy. So going back to this viral post, it comes down to the audience, which, as I say, most have taken it positively, but it also comes back to the nature of your business and you as a business owner. What are you comfortable saying or doing? So some people have used it as a bit of a metaphor. Some people have just downright said what's happened and have an opinion on it. Some people have used it in a roundabout way. So they've not actually mentioned what happened. They've not used an image as to what happened, but they have insinuated and loosely talked about something very, very similar, but related to their business. So our local curry house, for example, used the image. I think they used an AI image from memory and basically said, don't worry, we've got your back. We can sit you in a quiet corner of the restaurant where you won't be noticed. So you can see what they did there, which is clever. However, it just comes down to you have to make it relevant for your business. You don't want to go viral for the wrong thing. So if you think back to obviously Ryanair jumped on it, they did a Ryanair handshake Coldplay, been splitting up couples since whatever it was. So very, very direct, but it's very, very to the tone of Ryanair and the type of things they post. So that's what you need to consider. Does it suit you? Is it appropriate? Another couple of clients I spoke to that actually it is related. So you could talk about something. So, for example, I could quite easily talk about corporate life, which at the time where I worked, there were affairs going on, there were things that shouldn't have been happening. So we could jump on and write a blog post about that. However, it might be too far over the line. And I actually put a story up about it and said, oh, corporate life, people, if anyone's life is a bit difficult at corporate or people are in a bad mood, maybe they've split up with someone, because to me that's my sense of humor, and that will have just almost taught people a lesson in some ways of the way I see it. So I'm not directly commenting on something that's going to affect someone's family, but it is commenting on something just loosely related to just acknowledge that there's a viral trend out there, which is what I wanted to do. We're obviously on social media every single day. So it's worth acknowledging when there's something viral going out and seeing how many people interact or comment on it. And I was with a couple of people at the time and said, oh, I see you've jumped on this straight away. And it's because that's what we're known for. We're known for posting on social media and using social media as a massive marketing tool for our business. But I did it as a story. And why did I do it as a story? It disappears in 24 hours. There will be something else that happens in the next couple of days that this will all be forgotten about. But the family and friends and company that's involved, they're not going to have forgotten about it. That company will have had to put out, and it did put out a statement. I think they've put out 2 or 3 statements now, just keeping everyone updated, because all of a sudden that company and those people were flung into the public eye for no real reason of anything to do with the company and their business as such. So it then comes down to, is it right? Is it fair? Is it fair on the other board of directors? Is it fair on the business? What impact do people have on the business? And that's the same with your social media. What impact does it mean creating a meme for your business off of something else that has happened, which does have a negative effect on other people's lives? So it's all these things to consider about when you do jump on a viral trend of actually, is that something I want to be associated with or involved in? Is that something, because you have to think, if you're commenting, then you must have an opinion on it. If you're creating something, you must have an opinion on it, and people will comment. It's very, very easy to forget that on social media, when you put it out there, that it's out there. It's not just out there that you're talking to your best mate about it. You are putting it out there for the whole world to see. And I'm not exaggerating. All social media platforms are international. So whatever you put, anyone in the world could look at that. So it's really, really important to consider, is it relevant for your business, and would you do it? So how have they done it? So it's interesting to find out, because when you put out something that could be quite controversial, it has to match your tone and your sense of humour and the way you run your social media. Is it a professional social media? Is it that you're giving, what advice are you giving? How are you working? I recommended it, as I said, to one client, and they said, do you know what? It's not something we want to be involved in. And I said, well, you could do it at a different angle. So you're not mentioning the trend, you're not mentioning the event of what's happened, but it's very relatable to their business. They're like, no, it's not for us. We've considered it, but it's just a no, not for us. Which, again, brilliant. They considered it, they looked at it, but they'd seen it. Like, I didn't have to say much for them to realise exactly what I was talking about when I suggested it. Some other businesses, what they've done is put the situation into AI, say create a meme or create an image relating to my company of this scenario or of this viral news. And again, straight back, that's what's come out. So it's great that they've done that, but and one of the things, problems with people using a lot of AI is that it waters down your tone. It's not necessarily you speaking, it's not necessarily your sense of humour. So it still needs to make sure it's got a bit of you in there, which is what makes your business so special. It's what makes your business so relatable, because people get that consistency that it's you, it's your business, it's your branding. So would your brand do that? Would you talk about a viral trend? Would you hop on a viral trend? Would I put a picture up of the infamous, well, now infamous image from that Coldplay concert? No, I wouldn't. How am I going to relate that to my business on a post that's going to be there forever, that people are going to keep going back to? No, it's not for me. And I'm not at the point in business where I want to go viral. So it's it's a very much an attention grabbing headline, but the time has got to be right as well. Is the time right for your business? Is now the trend to jump on? Because there will be other trends, there will be other brands, there will be other news scenarios that can be used in that way. But I would say when you're considering it, just know what spin you can put on it. Can you put a positive spin on it? Because the worst thing you can do, and as proven in this scenario, is that a very much a split second decision of maybe ducking out the way has caused a catastrophic effect on everyone around that company and those people. Because if you consider that reaction or that decision on what you're going to do, and you can take a breath, although social media feels really, really quick and instant, and you have to do it now and you have to jump on it, you really, really don't. If there had been no reaction, this wouldn't have happened. The picture wouldn't go viral. We wouldn't know what was going on. The Coldplay concert wouldn't have been called into light. And that's kind of what you need to take a step back and think of when you're considering whether you want to go viral or jump on a certain trend. Are you doing a split second decision? Because if you are, how much have you considered? Have you considered all those points? The effect on your business, the effects on your customers, how your customers might take it, how is it worded, and everything I've mentioned in this episode. So I'd be really, really interested if you did get involved. And if you did and jumped on it, absolutely fine. As long as it's been a positive for your business or a neutral for your business, it just might get you on someone else's radar. Who knows? But just the last thing you want is a negative effect on your business. And when I say a negative effect, like I say about the spelling mistakes, because people jump on and go, oh, they can't spell. Do you know what? The majority of our posts make sense and they're spelled correctly. So every now and then we've done it, but also we test out some things we didn't test, or you could argue I did with my story, but we didn't test a post on this one. It just wasn't for us, and that's the decision we stood by. But if you did, let us know, tag us in it, share it with us, and let us know how it went for you. And also, would you do it again? How much would you consider on that next time? Because I guarantee in the next couple of weeks, something else will happen. Maybe not to that level of international, but something else will happen that we'll absolutely all know about. So thanks for listening as always. Like and subscribe. If you had someone do the meme or create something out of it, then send this to them. Let us know what you think. And also let us know if you did it or not and how you found it and what the result was. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.